Cough, cough. Hello and welcome to Buyer's Remorse. I'm Darren.
And I'm Justin.
And today we are going to talk about a game that has been sitting in Justin's library, unwanted and unloved for all these years.
Not unwanted.
You didn't even know that you had it. You don't even remember where you got the poor thing.
Yeah, that's
there.
because I have 600 games in my library. It's not because I don't like this one.
Well, now we're going to see if you like it or not. It's called
Pony Island.
Yeah.
So Pony Island was released in June of 2016. It has a recent, very positive review on Steam with about 61 reviews, and an overall overwhelmingly positive with over 7,000 reviews.
Wow.
Pony Island is something special.
Yep.
It is about $5, and the developer, let me check, Daniel Mullins. So I don't know, again, if this is just a single person or if he was head of it.
Well, there's definitely more people in the credits at the end. It's definitely a small team.
But I like this game. I like this game a lot. I'm not even going to hide it. If you have not played Pony Island, this is a nothing but spoilers game. So if you don't want spoilers and you want to play Pony Island, go do it. I will say that it is worth it. You have also played, and you would say the same.
Well, the thing is, I wanted you to play this game because I have it in my library and I wanted to know if it was garbage.
Yeah, talk about me having it unloved and unwanted.
I know, I'm just sick.
But that's exactly it. He wanted me to kind of guinea pig it for him. I did. And I said, oh, I like it. I think you're going to like it. Because the problem with a game like Pony Island is hype. It gets a lot of hype. And we are both of a mindset that once it gets to a certain point, we're almost going to dislike it just because it has so much hype. It can rarely live up to the expectations. I still really didn't know much about this game, except that it was something special. Like, that's what I'd been told.
All I'd heard is that it was weird. That was the review that I had heard.
So let's get into it. I will say that I have finished the game, and I think you have finished the game. So we're going to try, at least at first, to stick to the 60 minutes and how far I got, but then we're probably going to just talk about it afterwards. So this is your last warning. If you have not played and you don't want spoilers, listen later. Okay, here we go. Some spoilers, Pony Island, right from the start. So here's the thing. I like subtitles, so no matter what game it is, the first thing I do if there's an options menu is to go into the options and put on the subtitles and kind of see what else is there that I might want to adjust before I start playing. I usually don't mess with too much because I don't know exactly how it's going to work once I'm in the game. But this options menu, it had cheerful facade, which could not be unchecked. It had free ticket, pony physics, there was a binary code, there was fixed start menu, obscure options, there was a picture of a snowman. It was crazy. Already I knew there's something kind of crazy going on with this game. It's either totally broken or it's amazing. So I already started playing around with the options. And free ticket, I was like, yes, please. So I checked that and immediately got my first free ticket. And my first achievement, I think. Wow, I'm already onto something. Did you try to start the game right away?
I think so.
Did it work?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Because one of the options being fix start menu, I assumed that the start menu didn't work.
Oh, maybe that's right. Yeah, that's right. When you click on start game, the menu panel falls apart or something like that. It breaks. Then you have to go into the options and then fix the start menu. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. I know that when I clicked that and I went out to the menu, now start game was glowing in green. So it was different. But because I went straight to options, I didn't know that it was broken before. So right. I missed out on that part of the game. I checked that. So fix start menu. I go back, it's green, and I click start, and already there's kind of like a code that needs fixed, right? I love this mini game, this bit of code that you can kind of understand what's happening, and just certain icons that you need to move around. It's a great way to do coding without actually having to type in code.
Yeah.
And I really liked it. I thought it worked really well.
That code is basically basic, which, yeah, you type in the number 10 and then 20, 30, yeah. It's just a line of commands, and then you just like point arrows around to direct the code around. Yeah, really simple. Even someone like me could understand it.
So the game, when you start off, is a very low-level look, but it's clearly got better graphics possible, which is demonstrated by the fact that you're looking at it, and on the edges of the screen are a monitor, kind of the edges of a monitor to make it look like it's a old tube. Like, what was that called? Like a...
cathode ray? CRT?
Yeah. One of the older TVs like what I grew up on.
Yeah.
And the graphics for that is amazing. But then you get your pony, and it's just this pixelated, simple thing. Which, by the way, did it bother you that it has a horn?
It was a unicorn.
That's what I kept thinking. Kept referring to it as a pony, and only as a pony.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was a unicorn.
Yeah. Well, maybe small unicorns are called ponies?
Unicorn Island? I don't know.
Well, anyway.
That's the sequel.
It's a very basic 2D game where you just have to jump over gates. And oh, sorry, I missed something. So before that though, the game speaks to me and is kind of upset that I fixed it. And this is already like, okay, now I'm in for something because the game is talking to me. And then I play this game, this simple jumping game, and the game gives me great success. I go up to 99 levels. It just starts going level 2, level 3, level 4. And I jump up to like level 99.
Did you wait the whole time until it got to 99?
Oh, of course I did.
Yeah, me too.
And then there's an error. And then there's another jump level and another code that I have to fix. And it says to experience the rest of Pony Island, you have to insert your soul to continue. Yeah. And I'm like, no way, you're not getting my soul, Pony Island. A glitch icon appears, so I can use this to avoid giving my soul, which I don't know, I just laughed so much in this game.
Yeah.
And this is one of those. So I was checking for a solution, and I said, I guess I'll have to give my soul. That part is now scratched out in my notes because it gives you the other option. You exit to a desktop, a really old-looking desktop, where I can play a game called Pony Galaxy, which is like a shooting game.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because it's almost foreshadowing for the power that you're going to get later in the game. There's a messages icon, and there's a soul trapped in the game. And so we are going to work together with the soul to try and stop Lucifer from getting my soul in this game. There's some interesting stuff here where Lucifer controls what we get to say.
Yeah. Reminded me of Super Hot in a way.
Very much so, very much so. I go back to Pony Island. Now options is unavailable, and the ponies are crying on the menu screen. And one of the tiers is made up of binary, zeros and ones. You click on that, another glitch that you can use the code minigame for. And I love that. It was kind of in my face, but it showed me there are hidden things you need to look for. And I appreciated that. I don't know that I would ever go back and try to get all 24 tickets.
No.
But I like that they're there. I like that there is that option. It adds an extra layer to this game for people who want that. It just doesn't happen to be us.
Yeah.
The regular game is almost, the regular just jumping game is almost impossible now because they're like little devil heads that circle me and they squeeze in and kill me.
Yeah.
And basically I have to break the options in order for this to work. And there's a part I found, and I'm sure that you must be able to use this later, where you find a whole page full of just code. And it's like, free code to use, but please take only one or something.
Oh, they're keys for the game.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah, they're Steam keys.
Oh, there's so many of them.
Yeah, I don't think it's real. I haven't actually tried one of them.
Oh, okay.
I was going to try, I think I took a picture of that screen and I was going to try it, but then I forgot. Because I was so, like, by the time I finished the game, I was just like, wow, that was a trip. And I completely forgot about those keys until you just reminded me now. I'll have to try that when I get home.
So you have to play with glitches, you have to make the screen large enough to turn on the pony laser. Because there's a part where there's a little screen, and it's like all you have to do is check the box. But whenever you get the cursor close to the box to check, the whole little monitor moves around. So you have to keep breaking the options to make that screen larger and larger until it can't move anywhere, and then you can click on it. I was in tears. Like, I just thought that was just so brilliant. A way to take that simple thing that seems like it should be so easy to do and just make it a little bit annoying, but just kind of funny at the same time. I don't know. It works for my sense of humor, I guess. So I appreciated that so much. And it's just more kind of the playfulness of Lucifer in this game. You know,
well, for a while, anyway.
Yeah. Trying to get my soul by getting me to play Pony Island. And he seems very hurt at times too, like, oh, my game wasn't good enough for you? Oh, how about now? You know, and that's when devil heads are killing me and there's no way to do it. But then you get the laser, finally. Yeah. So now you can blast those devil heads out of your way. And your pony does a weird thing. Did you make the head go all the way around?
Yeah.
So the pony head can move around 360 degrees, attack all the devil heads at once, and this is just going to get more and more complicated as we go on. We beat that level now that we have the lasers. He is pissed off at us, and another voice, which I guess is the soul trapped in the game, offers us a portal in. So now we get to fight the first of our core bosses, which is Azazel, who looks like just a file icon with a face, and we need to use these codes to unlock the core so that we can delete it. He's like, it wouldn't be that easy, would it? Now here are these 4 locks to stop you. And you beat one and he goes, oh, well, of course you'd beat that one. That one's easy. But I love the fact that he's kind of toying with you as well. Because is this the one where you're moving code and he starts moving the symbols too?
No, I think that's the second one.
Is that the second one? Okay.
I think the first one is just you getting the things to move around the board.
Okay. So then that first one is simpler. I got a soul password.
Yeah.
Of 2734.
Yeah.
And I delete the file, and the new soulless person is helping us again, and we must enter the corrupted file. And that's where the end of my hour was. So, So within the first hour, I was able to be kind of the first boss.
Yeah.
And really feel I was into something. And I kept playing.
Yeah. It'd be so hard to stop right there. Because I said to you, so how is it? You know, you did your hour. I saw you on Steam. I saw you'd done your hour. Like, so how was it? And you're like, well, if we're going to talk about this, you're going to have to play it because it's going to be just full of spoilers. And so I was like, oh, well. I
mean, even within that options thing, I feel like that's a spoiler if I tell you because you want to see that happen.
Yeah, I mean, everything in this game is a spoiler, like you said. It reminds me of the Stanley Parable. It's like an evil Stanley Parable almost, where, yeah, you're just like in this game and the game is talking to you and interacting with you rather than the other way around. And I really like that about this game. It was awesome. It was so funny. And it gets pretty hard. And it's got all those different levels and weird like hacking that you got to do. Not just like the weird coding things, but when you're trying to get the email passwords and stuff and you're clicking around the desktop looking in files and there's all these guest users and this other soul user and you've got the actual Lucifer like account to get into and stuff. It's awesome. It's such a good game.
I did think that it got a little too hard.
The butterfly game was... There was one of those, the very last one drove me almost to tears.
Yeah. So let's talk about that because you said something before we started recording about the butterfly levels that you really liked.
Yeah. And I liked them because they showed you how you can have a mechanic, a good mechanic, and then you can just slap a skin on it. And then you can change that skin for something completely different. So in the original, you've got lines of code. It's like you're in the Matrix and you're getting this key to unlock the thing at the end. And it's just all ones and zeros and bits of machine code. And then they change everything. So they change it to, rather than a key moving down, it's a butterfly. And rather than moving through code, it's moving through a farm to get to its nest or whatever, like the beehive. Yeah, but it's exactly the same core mechanic.
Yeah, instead of some sort of floating evil creature, it's Jesus.
Yeah. And so when they replaced the game, it's like, oh no, this is the good game. It's like you're not firing laser beams.
You're blowing a gust of wind at the butterflies to stop them from tickling you.
To stop them from tickling you. And then when you take down Jesus, like you killed Jesus. Right? That was so brilliant. But yeah, I mean everything, like even the Super Mario level was brilliant. Like where you're going through the worlds and because even when you enter, it's like boing. So you got the Mario bounce, and then you go through all that, and then everything just it's all like broken with hacks. What's the word I'm looking for? Like bugs. Yeah, it's all buggy, and then. But the whole thing is like,
oh, I don't have enough content. Why don't you take a break? And the funny thing is, at that point, I went, okay, yeah, this is probably a good time to take a break. So I took a break thinking the game would somehow know that I took a break for an hour. And then when I'd come back, it would go, okay, now I'm ready. But no, it just continues right from that point. But it was still funny. It was still kind of amusing. Yeah, I can't just keep making this up on the spot. Like, you've got to give me time. And then you kind of skip a whole bunch to go right to the castle.
Yeah. But that's it. It's like the whole game is full of stuff like that. It's basically, I don't know, like we could do almost a filling in the gaps on this game. Because it's, on the surface, it's a funny, just a weird kind of Stanley Parable game. But underneath that layer it's a game about developers and wanting you to love their games for what they are. And if you're not happy with the content that they've provided, them taking offense to that. And like, it's not my fault, it's your fault.
And the modding community.
Yeah, and then like the DLC stuff. It touches on so many really hot kind of topics that are in gaming today. It's a satire, basically.
And yet is a very interesting game in
itself. Yeah.
But the level that I was saying before that I think is almost too hard is where they start to make it so you can't aim your laser or your breath at certain butterflies, like the gray ones. And it just starts to feel a little bit clunky for me because you're having to constantly move and jump and having to do that and keep the cursor where it should be. It just felt like there was too many things going on at once. Did you feel that?
Did you play on controller?
No, I don't think you can.
You can't play controller in that one. I just take it for granted. I think that you play.
I don't think there's any way to play controller on this one. I mean, right at the opening it says you're basically going to have to use the mouse for everything.
Oh, that's right. And it says, you'll be prompted if you need to use the keyboard. I don't know, maybe it's just a keyboard and mouse thing. Like, because I know you like to play with a controller. I had no issues with that. But if I had to play this with a controller, I would have died. I don't think I would be able to finish it.
I will say this. If you're having trouble with it, one tip that I would give you is to put your cursor directly over the butterflies you want, because it will blow directly to exactly where the cursor is. Whereas it looks like it's a wider area and it will hit too much. You can actually kind of focus it to where you need it to go. That did help me towards the end, but still it just felt like it was overly complicated to get my cursor there in time. Maybe I need to up
your mouse game.
My mouse game. Or just the sensitivity of the mouse.
Yeah, the only problem I had was like holding down both buttons at the same time to try and glide over the longer gates, and then having to fire at butterflies in the air, and then knowing which finger to release so that I could stop the lasers, or if I released the wrong one and then I dropped down onto the gates. That's just me being stupid.
For me, it felt like it was counterintuitive. The space button and the mouse button should almost be backwards. Should be the other way around, because I think the jump was the mouse, correct? And space for me, for a lot of the keyboard games, has been more jump, and shooting would be with the mouse. So it felt very awkward to be doing that in a kind of backwards fashion.
Yeah, because in this it was the right click was jump and the left click was fire, was it? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I mean, I liked all the mini games. I liked what they did with everything. I liked the story. You know, you knew what was happening by the middle of it. Well, by the first quarter of it, really. But just like the whole, when they flip it around and it's like, it's not a game. It's not an evil game. It's a good game. You know,
look at these butterflies.
Look at the butterflies. It's like, stop them from tickling you. And it comes around full 360 and you get to break everyone out of the the prison out of hell, basically, or like.
Well, I didn't save everyone.
I don't think you. How many did you lose? Do you know how many?
I don't know.
I lost
some ridiculous number. I remember the first one I lost. I went, oh man, that was probably an achievement. And then when I was up 70. When I was up to like 70, okay, maybe it's not so easy.
Yeah, because there's even bits when he goes into the background and just starts killing people. It's like you can't even hit him from there. It's like, oh well, okay, people are gonna die. But yeah, I love that whole breakout scene. That was great, and even all those little stupid things like getting the lasers, getting the wings, messing up the Super Mario Brothers map, and just breaking the game. Very, very Stanley Parable for me, but as a 2D side-scroller.
The other game that I'd probably recommend based on this, if you did like Pony Island and for some reason have not played it, would be Undertale. You
mentioned this before, and I've never played Undertale.
I'm not going to say any more than that, but if Stanley Parable and Pony Island are your kind of game, Undertale is probably an interesting one for you to give a try to.
We're forgetting about the massive, massive headfuck in this game, though.
What's that?
When it says, write something disgusting.
Oh, yes. Right. That's the best. That's the best
Oh,
part.
my God, man.
So, playing on Steam.
You don't want to know what I wrote.
For you, it's so weird. Well, because I messed with you as well, though.
Yeah.
Because I had played through it before, and I had played through it. You played, like, the next day or something. It was right after I had played it.
Yeah.
So I knew exactly what was going on. And you'd sent me some sort of message about write something disgusting, and I said, I know what you wrote.
You did, you bastard.
And you're like,
because I was worried, man, because I had not caught onto it, because I hadn't restarted it. I didn't know what was going on.
The annoying part is, though, so if you've not played, you haven't played in a long time, what happens is Lucifer basically says, tell me something disgusting, something vile. And you type it in, and then you popped up on my screen, like a normal Steam chat message.
Yeah.
And it starts off going, what? Why did you write that? And then it starts to get more and more extreme until, like, something like, I will get your soul, or something.
Yeah, it's like, answer me, mortal.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's not you.
Yeah.
But when the first one came up...
Yeah, I was worried, man.
Well, to be honest, I was a bit more annoyed. I was like, no, not now. Like, I'm totally immersed in this game. Not right now. Not right now. So the first one, I was like, okay, I've got to tell him. So Shift Tab, Steam messages, and I was like, oh, he didn't write that. Oh, like sigh of relief, because like, I thought maybe you had seen it. And I was so hoping that it was the last person you had talked to, so that it also would have been me that would pop up for yours. But that's what I was like, oh yeah, I know what you wrote. We all saw it.
Yeah. But if you had popped up, it would have been fine, because I'd be like, oh man, yeah, you know the game. But what happened was, someone that I'd added ages ago, and I don't really chat to them very often, so I don't really have like a relationship with this person. I know them through a group, and we keep in touch basically through screenshots and occasionally saying hello to each other. But I wrote like something like, like, fuck you, you bastard, or whatever. And then this guy, like, who I've never spoken to in my life, was like, what did you just say to me? I was like, oh my God, did this game just fucking send that message out? I was like, I was so, like, for a split second, my heart was beating. I almost had a heart attack. I was like, and I wanted to, like, go out and say, like, I'm really sorry, but this game just did, because it's like, what did you say? And then it's like it says something like, oh, have you been hacked or something like that? That's what it says. And I was like, yes, I have been hacked. I've been hacked. I can't believe the game. And I was like, okay, first of all, I have to find you in my Steam list of friends, which is not easy because there's so many of them.
Whereas I have like 6.
and so I'm looking for his name, and these things are still, no, I couldn't hear them popping up anymore because it was out. But he's got like a really obscure name with like some little like weird symbols as well, so I can't even find them alphabetically. I'm like, all right, I'll get it later, or I'll wait and see if he says anything else. But then I should have clicked, because if his Steam messages were popping up, they should have been in the chat box. But yeah, I didn't even put the 2 and 2 together. But by that point, I caught the end message, like, answer me, mortal. I'm like, oh, okay, I think it's fake. The game's just messing with me. It's like, phew.
That's the guy you're supposed to pay attention to, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good distraction, though.
It's great. It's genius. It's absolutely genius, because that's his rules. He's like, don't take your eyes off me, do exactly what I say. And then they throw in this really, really believable, genuine, just red herring, man. It was done expertly. Hats off to them for that. I don't know if that's even legal. I mean, going through your friends list and then generating a message from one of your friends, like, I don't know. But even if it's illegal, well done, guys. You got me.
It was a better alternate reality moment than
Yeah.
any I had gotten in Black Watchman.
Yeah. But then the icing on the cake was when I was like, texted you, and then you're like, yeah, I saw it too. I'm like, oh shit, maybe it is real, and I've sent it to all my friends. Like everyone knows.
Every
now.
friend.
But yeah, that was an awesome moment. Yeah, and then you escape, and it's all happy butterflies and unicorns. The end. I don't know what.
Well, the only thing that's left is to
tags.
Well, yeah. I mean, the poor trapped soul guy says, "I'm trapped here unless you uninstall the game." I did uninstall the game, but nothing seemed to happen. I thought maybe an achievement would happen or something along those lines. So I guess it's just a thematic one because
I went back in and nothing.
You went back in and nothing changed. So
no.
All right. I recommend this game to you. I'd recommend this game to most anyone. This is even a casual game. Even a casual gamer could get into this type of game.
Although the coding parts get pretty hard, man. The butterfly games get really difficult.
That is true. I think they could get into the beginning at least.
They could get invested in the story enough and then get to the butterfly scene. And to be honest, just use a walkthrough. Just get past that because I got through everything until the last butterfly level, and the last butterfly level took me a while, and I was just like,
I got it.
I fluked it. I don't know how.
I'm not exactly sure how I got it. I basically I think the last one, I went, well, it's gonna have to be a loop. Let me just try to create a loop. And I luckily, by that point, after messing with it for however long, I hit the right loop the first time, so I got very lucky.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a fun puzzle game and really challenging 2D platformer at times. I don't know, so I would probably say story rich. That's one of the popular Steam tags. Second tag I would probably say is puzzle. I'd go with puzzle. And 3, I would go with, I don't know, I want to say something like unique or special because it really was. It was just a fun experience. And I won't play it again for a while, but it will always be in my library, and I have a feeling at some point I'm just going to want to break it out again. I think this is the type of game that if I find out my nephew hasn't played it yet, I'm going to get it for him. Like, this is the kind of game that I want people to see and what I'd like to see more of independent developers doing. I'm not sure if I always want it to be this game-breaking kind of mechanic to their story, but it works so well here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would have to say this is a definite confirmation.
Buyer's confirmation.